Good evening and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Football Manager 2024 with the London Greens. Now today I've done a little bit of work before going into the episode because I said in the last episode, I think it was the last episode, that I was going to change up the views again, change up the viewing screen in the squad screen, and I've done just that. And at the minute I've kind of kept it quite simple. I've got a contract slash happiness screen, which is all about kind of first choice keeper, that's what that is. All about the specifics of their contracts, their transfer value, and their current happiness and playing time and things like that. And then the other side of that, I've got loads of players on trial still, and I've moved all the reserves back in. And one other thing I've done is I've also put Olafsson up for loan and transfer again to see if anything comes of that. And we signed Keane. Yeah, so those are the two things really that I've done in the last couple of, like literally just before I loaded up as I was working on this screen. So I've got a contracts and happiness screen, and then I've got a selection slash stats screen, which I should probably kind of add those separators that I like. So this is your kind of base information. This is your current fitness levels and morale levels. So match load, obviously if anyone's on heavy, I tend to remove them from the match selection and then pick the next available, but not always the next available. But in this case, Ben Smith is the next available. I don't want anyone with heavy match load having to play because there's just a much more, it's a high likelihood of injury that I don't really want. To be honest, wow, Ruben Mason is dissatisfied with my managing of the team. The next separator probably goes in here, which is the last 5 games. That's last 5 games, kind of not just first team games, although you could potentially replace that to be last 5 first team games if needed. But then we could make an academy screen to kind of keep that in mind. And then that's a seasonal average rating. So across the season. So this is more like your last couple of, obviously your last 5 games, your form in those games. That's your form across the season so far. And then we get into the kind of, they're not really detailed stats, but they're kind of like base selection stats. Because if I do too many, then we get the situation we had with the old screen, where it's just like a load of numbers, and it's actually too many numbers. So to simplify, what I've done is I've got appearances, minutes total, which kind of links to match load in a way, because over the course of the season, you don't want to be going crazy on the minutes. Of course, the goalie's a different thing. Minutes per game, so we can see who's playing 90 minutes whenever they play. It's only at the minute, it's only Dave McDade and Nick Withers. Everyone else has actually been subbed off or come on later on in the game. And then you've got win percentage. And at the minute, you've got some players who are 3-1. So there we go, 3-1. Some players who are 2-1, or potentially there's a draw in there. But win percentage, Dave McDade has played 1-2. Not bad. And we're going to add another separator in there. So to make that clear and obvious. And then you've got these last 5 stats here. So that's team goals per 90 minutes. Team goals conceded per 90 minutes. And then goal mistakes. Now, goal mistakes is one to kind of keep an eye out. Adam McKnight has only played 12 matches. 2 of them as substitute. 818 minutes. So 2 goal mistakes in that many minutes means, you know, a goal mistake every 400 or so. It's not that bad. If there was more than that, like I remember a couple of seasons back, we had a player, a centre-back, who was making a goal mistake, maybe like 2 or 3, every 2 or 3 games. It was just too much. So we ended up kind of dropping him and saying, look, you're not doing well enough. And then we've got expected goals prevented. That is a specific stat for goalkeepers, which I guess I don't really need. And then expected goals per shot, which is all about, in fact, I think I could add one more stat in there, which is like expected, like more like passing percentages or something like that. It could be another stat to include. But at the moment, I'm focused on, are we stopping goals and are we scoring goals? And that's more or less it. So you can see expected goals per shot. Ronnie Kokonos is 0.23. So basically, every 4 shots, you would be thinking there's going to be an expected goal. There's going to be a goal. Every 5 shots for these other players, Takeda, kind of pushing it towards more like 6 or 7 shots, and then there's a goal. But overall, you want this number to be as low as possible, and there are some players who are actually in the negative at the minute. You can kind of see that there. If this number is less than this number, then that player is in the negative. You know, for example, here we go. Sal Weatherly, 0.93, 1.6 over the 5 matches that he has played, which kind of tells me he's not having a positive influence, especially as a defender. Whereas Stefan Clark, goals conceded, we go all the way down to the bottom. There are some who have never conceded, which is great. And there are others who have conceded less than 1 on average per game. So Hillier, maybe, is at 0.83 from 11 matches. That's really good. That's, you know, an average of less than 1 per match. So that's why I've kind of simplified this screen. The next job I'm going to take between this episode and the next episode will be to create the non-negotiables / positional pages again. So that will be things like the specific stats that I am focused on for that position. But a little bit more than that, it will be goalies, centre backs, wing backs, and then it will be like DM, like defensive DM. Then it will be kind of like, I say defensive DM, obviously DM means defensive midfielder, but what I mean by that is like a defensive midfielder where his job is tackles, interceptions, and not creativity. And then another one which is like, okay, these are my more creative players. Because in our current tactic of a 3-person midfield, we have Kokonos in there who shouldn't really be in there right now. We should actually have a who should be in there? Who do we think? Is it suggesting Melbourne? Oh no, it should probably be Dean Yates, because Yates is expecting more time. But basically, you have a defensive player in that midfield, a solid kind of ball winning. This is all about keeping the ball, or kind of, I don't know, supporting. This is about winning the ball, and then this is about creativity. And then obviously your wingers are pacey, crossing, shooting. Your strikers, pacey, or, you know, basically scoring goals. Scoring goals, assisting and scoring, assisting, winning the ball, keeping the ball, defenders being just absolutely solid. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to be building as, oh wow, that's been postponed. As we progress through the next couple of episodes, I'll be making sure that all of that is done and kind of makes sense for you guys. So just because I want it to be as obvious as possible, like the reason why I'm making the decision I'm making. Why am I playing this player? Well, this player in this position, I think, is really creative, really strong. If we play in this way, that should get us results. This player is in this position because they're really good defensively, or they, you know, like my tactic isn't anything like kind of groundbreaking or innovative. It's just creative midfielder, ball winning midfielder / in this case a deep line playmaker, because Howard is in there instead of Hillier, and then your straight up defensive player of Yates, who's got good tackling, good positioning, decent work rate, decent physicals except for the strength, quite a bit slow, but again is in a position where that's not really something to worry about, but has really good mentals, good first touch. So overall, there's a lot of positivity, a lot of reason to have that player in that position, if you know what I mean. So it's saying tactical changes will take place. I haven't actually made any changes. So what I tend to do over here is I have match momentum, my passing map, but you could always have like average positions as well, or something like that. We can see the opposition formation. They're just in a 4-4-2 right now. Latest scores, other stats. See their stats, who's playing well for them. Oh, their goalie is the captain. Okay, so after 15 minutes or so, get that one out. Good. Oh, I also went in and made some changes to the set piece plans, basically, which was another thing that was kind of mentioned. We don't score a lot of goals from corners, no. Not really, but we're going to keep trying to. Wow, okay, that was a bit weak. That I don't know how that shot has gone in. What is up with these guys? Why are they all anxious? I'm going to drop a demand more and see if we get a bit of a reaction, because that is not the kind of level we're meant to be at. Let's go to the visualizer. It's going to show us more than that, who's on the attack and where the attacks are focused. But after 21 minutes, not much is going for us. What on Holdcroft gets that out off the post, and we have avoided conceding and going 2-0 down. So I'm going to have to pause this real quick. We are under the pump. That's their pass map. It's nothing crazy right now. Our pass map is, again, focused down that right-hand side with Martin Howard combining the most. But if we take a look at those match stats, possession is with us, but we're not being overly kind of clever with it. So let's get a bit more direct. Let's up that tempo. And you know what? Let's focus play down the right and try and take advantage of the connections that we are forming on that right-hand side. Nick Withers is currently anxious, probably because he conceded early. Oh, Holcroft has somehow blocked that himself. That might have gone in if Holcroft didn't block that. But there we go. We're getting a little bit more now. We're getting some corners, trying to up the tempo. Sorry, did we up the tempo? We did. We upped the tempo, and we said, let's go down the right-hand side. Dutton's going to clear that. We're going to regather with McDade. And to be fair, I think last episode, in one of those games, we also decided to go down the right-hand side and focus our play that... Oh, so close. And it did work for us in that game as well, because our right winger of... last game, I think it was Cooper, but this game is Ephraim. Good effort. Okay. It does show that down the right-hand side, we are quite dangerous. And we are getting a little bit more momentum now. So try and win this ball and get going on the attack. Nope. Get it away. It's gone over. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go for another demand more and see if I can get a bit more out of the team. Howard's very frustrated. With what? Your performance? What do you want me to do about it? I mean, that's got to be you. Okay, another corner ball. We're only 1-0 down. Lots of possession going our way. Kolodinsky off the bar. Okay, again, a lot of focus on that, and we are making those connections down the right-hand side. Look at that, even passing out to the right. Wow, okay, that changed quite significantly. It's a free kick. It's quite a way out for Tracy. I'm not sure if they're gonna shoot. They probably won't. They do, and it is well saved. Why are we anxious? And frustrated, and anxious again, and more anxious? I'm going to go for a fire up, but I don't know if it's going to be a positive reaction. Kinda, not really. I think it would be advantageous to put in Dakas. For Howard and try and solidify that midfield. Even though Howard is quite a good, quite well-rounded player, I think Dakas has got a little bit of an advantage when it comes to just straight up being that defensive player. McKnight is also going to have to come off in a second. Let's see if I want to see if we can get that ball into Ephraim and maybe even get him attacking. No, I don't want to work the ball into the box just yet. Okay, let's invert him. Let's bring him in as that kind of inside forward, which should theoretically get him a little bit further forward. And also, we are going to step up just a little bit. Because even though we've had a lot of the ball, our average position is actually a little bit further back than I would like. Oh, I thought that was in. Okay, let's get McKnight off and Stefan Clark can go absolutely herring it up that right wing. In fact, let's put him on attack. Go and join that attack up the right wing and get yourself involved. Over the bar again. Still only 1-0 down, but it doesn't really feel... Oh, my word. Doesn't really feel like we've had all too much. Like, we've got the ball. That's great. Okay, I'm going to make a bit of an interesting change here. I'm going to go with a striker change. And add that second striker in, somewhat weakening the midfield, but in an attempt to just get this goal that we're after. Oh, wow. Ephraim's in trouble. That actually weakens our familiarity. Yeah, it's going to be like, you've got nothing down the right wing. I'm like, yeah, I know. So it's going to have to be a focus up the left wing instead because we don't have a right winger now. Can we find a goal? Can we find a goal? Here we go. Up in the right area. Takeda throws it in. Holcroft back to Takeda. All the way back to McDade. Quite curious to go 45 yards backwards. McDade goes forward. Keeps going. Oh, just over the bar. Just over the bar. There's really not long to go now. At least we are creating shots, but all of well, there's so many have been off target. It doesn't really matter, does it? You can create 100 shots. If none of them are on target, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, so immediately from that episode last time out where we got a comment saying like, you don't score from corners, I made the changes. Basically, all of my corners are getting sent to the near post. That's what I tend to do. And Kolodinsky's jumped and put it in and made it 1-1. So I'm going to have to drop a calm down here. Keep it calm, lads. And then we'll move on. We're on attacking, trying to get a result at the end of this. The thing is I feel like if you then take off the intensity, that's when you get hit. The flip side is if you concede now at the end of this game, you're a wally for not calming it down. But you never know. Maybe there's a... Oh, Kolodinsky on a yellow now. A corner to wrap this up. Oh my word, if we could get another corner, that would be another goal from a corner. Kolodinsky actually got up. He rose up, but couldn't find it. And that will be that. So ignore that. Well, you're telling me to get the ball in the box. We've stolen a 1-1 with a set-piece goal. With our big centre-back scoring one. Which isn't so bad. It's you know, it's a valid tactic. It's a pretty prominent tactic nowadays when it comes to well, even Premier League football, really. Because even Premier League football has like a set piece coaches who are looking for points from wherever. Oh, that was an important point then, wasn't it? To get that point off of Brighton and keep ourselves in fourth and only 2 points behind Burnham, 7 points behind Windsor. Windsor who dropped points as well. It would have been good for us to get a win there. Hanworth who got a win. They've moved above Brighton on goal difference. Kodak didn't play because they were postponed. Ephraim's injured 4 to 5 weeks. And the thing is that these squad members who are, these players who are currently like on loan with us, on trial with us, the reason they can't play or we can't really sign them is we have completely used up our wage budget, like outright. There's no way we can really sign anyone else. So the squad we've got from now to the end is more or less it. Any players who I don't think I'll be renewing for next season, I will try and sell. We are in January now. I could try and, list them up. Others that kind of run out of contract, we can release when those contracts end. Or, it will be a release because I don't want to pay wages for players I'm not using. And that's whether or not we go up or not. If we get into the playoffs or whatever, I'm not worried about it either way. We need to be improving that squad left and right. So that's what we're going to do. But that's always in between seasons. That's to be fair, it's quite fun in between seasons when you're trying to get your squad improved or, really make those steps, take those steps. But it is quite difficult as well because everyone goes on holiday and you don't actually see who's a good player or not. Anywho, next up, Sunday match against... Oh, there's loads of Saturday matches. Sunday match, we are the favourites, and the tactics, the data hub shows they play a tiki-taka style. Are they going to have the quality to be able to deal with us when it comes to that? Because I don't really think they are. If we look at our selection slash stats and who's going to be rested in those positions, we need a right back. So Luke Frith goes in. Who else do I want to rotate? Dean Yates. I probably want to rotate Martin Howard as well. McDade can absolutely play. Chadwick can play. That's fine. Frith, Holcroft can definitely play. Sort by those last 5 games and see who's available. Cooper definitely. Abdullah not needed just yet. Takeda needs to take a break. Hillier definitely comes back in as that ball-winning midfielder. Ruben Mason, 6.9. Yeah, in you go. At defensive midfielder position. Oh, yeah, I would love to make it Olafsson. That'd be incredible. Omar Dakas is on the bench. So I guess Melbourne takes it, and then we need a striker. So who's our striker? Can't be Takeda. Yeah, I guess Lewis Jackson. Yeah, I'll go with Lewis Jackson. Okay, there we go. So a little bit of rotation, kind of it's mostly just on fitness and stuff like that. We don't want to be putting in players only for them to get injured. It's not useful. Okay, one good day to go, but there's a load of fixtures, a load of league fixtures on this day. So we're going to see some results and we're going to know what we need going into our game. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because, yeah, because that lack of directness in that match is why we were 1-0 down with 60% possession and all the chances against us, because we're getting caught on the ball. We're getting caught in the wrong area of the pitch on the ball. So we need to move that ball up, get that ball going in the right direction, which is ultimately forward. Okay, results are in. Brighton Ropes got themselves a win. They leapfrog to third. I want to see the results. Can I? Excuse me, I want to see the. It jumped the gun for me there, didn't it? Okay, so Windsor got the win against Burnham, so that was a top of the table clash. Quite an important one for both of those. Hamworth Villa have dropped points. That's useful for us. So have Reading YMCA, which again is useful for us. Kodak doing Kodak things, just bossing it, getting themselves a 5-1, and they're 10 games unbeaten, which is quite impressive. Haringey winning 5-2 against Camberley. And now we can get into our Sunday match against Ottershaw and try and get 3 points and make it 4 for the episode rather than the 1 we are currently on. We do not need... We need wins. We need wins. And if we can get wins, then yeah, we're definitely in a good position. Whoa, that's a lot of transfers. What on earth? Did I, like, put Yates on the transfer market? Is that what I did? Kodak are not getting him. That's not happening. No one in our league. I did not... Why are so many teams after him? Oh, he wants to go to Kodak. Okay, then I'll transfer list, but I'm going to want some money for him. I would prefer to stay. Okay, then I'm not going to transfer list. So why does... What's happening there then? Where's Dean Yates down here? Doesn't have the best stats and has also low determination, so I don't really know what the best... It's currently 4th pick in that position anyway. Wants to go to Kodak, who are obviously top of the league. That's quite curious. But I've rejected that. All the others... The trials can go as well. That's not happening. Yeah, I'm just gonna reject. I'm just gonna reject. Like I'm not in a position where I want him to go anywhere. At least like not right now with the Because I've promised him to be a first teamer, basically. It's an interesting one. Keane could play. That wouldn't be a bad idea to give Keane a debut. Um, Interesting. Really interesting. Either way, let's get going. So it wants me to play some of these players who are just completely not. It's not viable. Oh, actually, it is. Um, yeah, I should make those decisions closer to the day, of course. Okay, so Takeda comes back in. Jackson, I'm sorry. You'll go to the bench, wherever you are. There you go. Sorting by that average rating, Abdullah could play, so I'm going to actually make that change for whoever was playing there. I don't even know who was playing there. Everyone else is available. Howard could play. In fact, Howard goes on the bench for Dakas, I think. Jack McKay, you're out on loan, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Well, let's go back to the attributes. Yeah. Surplus to requirements. There we go. Yeah, exactly why he's out on loan. Hillier, Melbourne, Abdullah, Holcroft, Mason, Frith, Withers, Cooper, and McDade, Takeda, with Jackson backing up. Stainfield is out on loan as well. I mean, all those loanees are hopefully doing their thing. What do you not agree with? Mason's always mean. Mason's never happy with me. What am I doing wrong? Oh, interesting. I don't know if I see that kind of message very often where it says like, oh, they've actually changed formation from last time out. Interesting. All right, so we've made a couple of changes. Melbourne's in for Yates. Hillier's in for Howard. Cooper goes in for the injured Ephraim. So Cooper's going to find himself playing a lot more minutes. And potentially we're going to have to sign a new player in there. But that's not something I'm overly interested in doing because we don't have the frickin' money for that. Early doors here. We are being absolutely dominated in possession and momentum. It's at 73%, so I'm going to tell us to calm it down here. Try and get those numbers back up. So we're going to lower that directness. Try and get the ball back here. But this is absolutely big. Okay, we're being dominated here. This is kind of... Oh, okay, no, there is a highlight here. Is this going to be kind of indicative of what's happening? Are we getting swarmed and just losing the ball cheaply? I mean, not really. We've kind of played that up the pitch absolutely fine. Takeda is now in one-on-one. It's saved, but we just played from back to front without any trouble whatsoever. So... Oh, and that's so close to another goal from a corner. Right, and the momentum's kind of jumped back our way here. So let's see if the players can kind of calm down. I'm going to go for an encourage. Abdullah whips it in, back post. Mason jumps, and it's an empty net because the keeper is in absolutely no man's land. I don't know what the keeper was doing there. Kind of came out to claim it. I'm gonna kind of show you here. Came out to claim it. There's the keeper. Nowhere near the ball. And therefore there's no one on the line. So Mason's just like, I'll nod that one home. Absolutely easy as you like. So with no possession, we are 1-0 up. Advancing, it seems. Mason out wide. Frith play it forward. There we go. Easy. Everything about that was just like exactly what you would expect. Cooper runs through. Looks for McDade. Looks for the pass. There was maybe 2 or 3 passes that could have been available there, to be fair. And he did find one, so good on him. Over the top it goes. McDade's going to win it back. Goes past his man, shoots it from distance. It's well saved. It just kind of seems like it's kind of the flip of the last game where we just didn't have the ball at all. We had all of the ball in the last game and then conceded. Haven't had the ball nearly as much this game, but we're 1-0 up and kind of now putting even more pressure on Melbourne. Someone's got to shoot that. We've gone all the way back there. No one wanted to shoot it. Possession at 31. So it is creeping up, but we're just being far more effective in possession than they are. So can I even see... Yeah, do that if that's... Oh, no. Go back to the visualizer for a second. Yeah, you can see like we are slowly but surely getting those possession stats up, but it's really odd. Let's quickly check the average position here. Yeah, we're just so far back. Let's go just up without the high defensive line, just a higher press, higher line of engagement. Make them shoot from distance, and they've done just that. 1-0 up and looking good. I just want that possession stat a bit higher. Not that it overly matters if you are winning, you know, you're 1-0 up because they've not done anything with all that ball. Which is curious. Yeah, okay, we're fine. It's odd. It's an odd game. But we're all good. Just dropped back on balance, and we just weren't freaking out about not having the ball at all. And obviously scoring from a header, just like last game. So goals from headers, that's all it is. I might actually see how Howard does on the other midfield position when it. So this is like the opportunity now for Howard to be creative, which is not something he could really do in that last game as much. Oh, that's not good. It says Glover can play in there. How is Glover's tackling? It's absolutely poor. No. I'm going to bring on Jackson. Jackson is a target forward, so that's fine. Yeah. And I'm going to tell us to just absolutely whip in those crosses. And just try and find him with crosses rather than passing it through. That's 2 red injuries in this episode. 2 red injuries in this game. Sorry, in this game and the last, obviously, in only 2 games. Oh, it's been deflected in. Holcroft again. Holcroft getting 2 goals in the episode. I did not expect that from a centre-back that I don't always play. Like, I don't always think of as one of my better centre-backs. But what a... So it's Luke Frith has deflected it off of Holcroft, I think. I don't even think you can claim that, Holcroft. But it's gone in. And they're defending really, really well. Cooper's playing very well as well. Let's just try and get some crosses in. And let's actually take a look at the stats. So I'm going to look at, let's say, is it going to be in passing stats? Body language. Interesting. Oh, that's just, yeah, that's fine. Let's go attacking. No, that's fouls against goals. No, that's not it. Passing. Tackling general info. Condition. No. Set pieces. No. Curious. So, oh, corner ball. They're going short, and they've got an injured player. That's interesting. It's gone over. Well done, Withers. Again, I'm going to praise the team because they're 2-0 up and doing pretty well. We're also going to waste some time and try and get to the end here. Because I said I wanted 3 points, and I still do. Abdullah gets it away. McDade won't be able to keep it in, but that's a good bit of defensive effort. A possession still is very much against us, so I'm going to say, look at that freaking climb of momentum against us there. Yeah, good passing. Yeah, lovely passing. Now send it, send it, send it. Go, go, go. Look at him. He's gone. Give it. Oh my goodness, Takeda. Get your head up. Look for the pass earlier. McDade into Takeda. Turn back. Howard over the top. No, okay, because he's playing as a target man. Yeah, fine. He's not going to. Now get in the box. Get in the box. Jackson and Takeda. Both of you. Get in the box. Here you go. There's your chance. Cooper into Jackson. Surely. He shoots it himself. I'm not mad. Cooper's a great player. We're going to sit on cautious just to end this game. And I guess we just bring you back to... There we go. Because I like to play as a one striker recently anyway. Oh, unlucky. Almost another goal from a corner. We would take it. Honestly, we would. Look how wide their wingback's getting. Okay, Dave McDade needs a rest. That's fine. Cooper... Glover can come on. Oh, well done, Frith. Great read. But then if you make that read, you've got to get it away. Good block. So we've made a change. I believe. Has Glover gone on? No, he's not gone on, even though I said go on. There we go. Well done. I think Cook is offside anyway. There's a throw in. Who to? McDade has been swapped off, so Glover comes on. Cooper's playing a 7.6. Other players playing well. Look at that defensive line with Green across the board. They're playing so well. Great save. Withers as well. That's surely going to be up to a 7.0 now. It is indeed. There we go. So goalie and backline having an awesome game, an awesome day of it. Frith goes long, just tries to get that away, which is perfect. And there's 5 and a bit minutes left. Jackson all the way across maybe. He shoots it himself. Look, you can't really blame a striker for shooting. It's not the best position for it, but fine. Cooper's making key passes. Abdullah's making key passes. If they were on the same... Good block. If they were on the same wing, they might be a force together. Maybe that's something we can think about. Takeda, just keep going. Or at least find Jackson. There he is. Find it. Find him. Doesn't like the pass, does he, Takeda? Frith will find Glover. Far post. Glover knocks it just wide. There's a good run in, though, at the back post there. And Frith, again, making good passes. So our wing-backs and Cooper, more so than McDade, who's actually done pretty well in passing. If we look at those stats, anything 90 or above, pretty solid. Abdullah whips that one all the way across, but time is already up, so it does not matter. 2-0. And after the 1-0 down for so long in that first game of the episode, to absolutely dominate without most of possession is quite interesting. And 2 injuries across the games. Really, really interesting. I'm quite happy with how we've gone about that match. It's perhaps still a little bit concerning that all 3 goals that we scored in today's episode were from centre-backs, because that implies that our play throughout the creative side of things isn't really working as much. But if there are key... No, I'll leave that to physio. If there are key passes being made from Cooper and Abdullah, then it does mean that we are playing well, you know? Ronnie Denny has agreed to continue on with us. That's good. However, that's still just to the end of the season. So we look at those, look at that contract happiness. Or we can check this out as well. Nothing there. Well, Alfie Banks has got big old fees. We're not actually using him that much. I probably should. To be fair, how's he playing? 6.9, not bad. But his like has got in the negative on that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we've got 6 days until the Holyport game. We're currently up in third after getting that win in that match. Probably means we've just jumped a couple of teams on goal difference and things like that, rather than we're kind of any closer to the top two, who I think are like 9 points. Okay, not 9, 7 points ahead of us. So our goal difference is while we're above Bryden, and then we're only a point above Burnham. There's only 12 games to go, so that's 6 more episodes, and then potentially playoffs. So there's either 6 episodes left or 7 episodes left in the season. And wow, look at that. Todd Parker's the highest average rating. Is that true? No, it's not. That is not true at all. Why would it think that his average... Oh, in the FA Cup it is. Okay, he played well in the FA Cup. That's fine. That's only 2 games and he managed to get 2 assists. Yeah, that's fine. I was a bit confused there. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the table. Again, because I even though we might have just done that and looked at the numbers. Oh, transfer offers. Who are they for? Yates. Yep, it's still for late Yates. So I'm going to reject those right now. If someone comes in and says, like, I'm willing to give you money, that'll be a different thing. You know what? There we go. Transfer list Cooper? Are you joking? Transfer list Abdullah. Okay, Luke Jones hasn't been playing, like, incredibly well. But to transfer list all of these, like, the 2 players who had a great game in the last game we played, just shows me just sometimes, this game is all over the place. Wants me to add players to this. We can't. We've got capacity on that, and I've moved some. There we go. Some players have gone into the. Just getting back in the senior squad for now. Sad to leave Bexley. I mean, you probably played well there. Transfer. You just asked me to bring him back. You want to make him an important player. It makes no sense. Was playing at Chelsea? What? Didn't play for Chelsea, but was clearly on Chelsea's books, which is wild that we've managed to grab him. I did not realise. Okay, so that's long throws. Corners. It wants me to add Finley Chadwick to it. So let's do that. There we go. Sorted. And the last thing. Oh. Decline. Yeah, look, I mean, getting an average rating of a 6.99 at the club on loan it's pretty solid. Let's be honest. It's pretty impressive. So let's go to this view. There we go. Okay, so you can see a lot more here. We are 7 points down on Windsor. Only lost 6 games, however. Kodak being one of them. And we also got a draw against Kodak, which is quite impressive. We've drawn against Windsor as well. And Brighton Ropes twice. 13 wins. We're going to have to try and up that number a little bit more. We've got 12 games to go. 12 games to go. Scoring from corners, but not with our strikers. And I do feel like the club is going in the right direction. I hope you guys agree with me. Thanks for watching today's episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I shall catch you next time.